If you don't mind, now ask your name.
Brenda Bagley.
Miss Bagley. Miss Bagley, are you a resident of the Perkins Home community?
Yes.
Okay, and you lived here how long?
Since 2014.
Since 2014. Miss Bagley, you look like a young lady to me, but I'm going to give you credit for the dyed gray hair. You know, us lady, that you also possess some history. Briefly, give me a brief idea what you know about the East Baltimore community leading to you residing here in Perkins.
Well, I noticed there's a lot of kids, a lot of families in here. Some working families, some that don't work. And the area is pretty nice down in here on my end where I'm at right now, because I live at Pratt and Mason Court.
Okay.
That's on the corner there. I'm gonna see in the house a lot. I'm a homebody, but other than that, I have no problems. I had no problems here at Perkins. Only problem I don't like is we don't have supermarkets.
Okay.
Which I knew at one time we had 2 on Broadway.
Yes.
Save a lot. Both of them burnt down. Other than that,
No problem.
no problem.
Would you mind if I ask your age?
65.
You're a young girl.
Thank you.
65 and been residing here since 2014. Give me some description, a brief description of how living here was like. Let me give you an example. You know, don't pay me no mind because I'm a product of public housing as well. I was raised in Douglas Home. My vision of it was they were not projects, they were townhouses because I didn't know any different. And we did certain things in the community. So based on that brief example, give me some idea of what it's like living around here. What do you do? What do the young do with the older?
Like I said, I'm a homebody. I'm in the house a lot. I stay in, watch TV. When I come out, I go elsewhere. I go to the library. I walk down to the harbor. I walk down Fells Point to the water. That's what I do.
That's what you did?
Yes, I'm a homebody.
You're a homebody?
Yes.
So you was the quiet student in school? You stayed to yourself?
No, as I got older, this is how it changed. You know, you don't keep doing what you did when you was young. As you get older, you get wiser.
You evolve.
I don't have a lot of company. Only people really visit me is my daughters, my sisters. I'm just a laid-back homebody.
What or who in Perkins would you consider should be noted as a prime example for the Perkins Home community?
You said who would be a prime example?
For who was a good example for the Perkins Home community in your understanding?
You mean somebody I know?
Or somebody in leadership position or anything?
I don't know too many people.
You know,
my neighbor downstairs. That's about the only one I really socialize with.
Right.
We go out shopping together. Outside of that,
she's around what age?
She's 54. I think she told me 54.
Okay. She's around 54.
We go out to the
She's young.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I'm laid back. I don't do a lot of communicating with a lot of people. I don't run in. I don't like running in and out of houses and people running in and out of mines. You know, I feel that's where problems start.
True.
So that's, you know.
Too much information ain't good for nobody.
I know I did that when I was young. And when I came down here, everybody said, you're not going to like it down there. It's a lot of trouble. I had no trouble.
Perkins has every year what is called a community day. Can you give me something that might take place in there that you would consider historic, that it made you feel like you was in a good community?
Is that the thing where they have out there in the big old room?
Yes.
Yes. I went to that once. It was an interesting thing. It's my granddaughter. I had my granddaughter.
Okay.
She's 14 now. She found a lot of books and things, you know, educational that she could use, but I didn't even stay there long.
You didn't stay in there too long?
No.
Okay. Now, just for, and we got you on camera with your permission, but some people don't see race, some people don't know race. And Perkins community was combined with Greeks, Italians, as well as African Americans, as well as Caucasian. You fit in as what race?
African American.
Okay. And because of that, we are pretty familiar with the Broadway community. The Broadway community was your high area of shopping. You could go down Perkins to the finest dress stores, to the simplest discount stores.
Jewtown.
That Lumber Street.
Chickens. My mom used to come down and get fresh chickens killed today. Peas.
Then you had Jewtown. What else you had down there?
The peas, the corned beef, everything.
And what about Little Italy?
Little Italy. I didn't go in Little Italy that much, but I know about Little Italy.
You familiar with Little Italy? So Perkins is really surrounded with culture.
Yes, it
you would
is.
say so.
Yep.
And with the culture surrounded in it with the African Americans, with the Italians, with the Jews, there's a vast history here in building. We do know that in the surrounding area of Perkins, there is a Jewish museum. We do know that on what we call Town, that they changed to Lumber Street, we had the famous corned beef store, Jack's, which then turned to what? Lenny's.
That's gone.
Oh, you tell it. And we are aware that as you now venture into from around Perkins, you have Albemarle Square.
Yeah.
Do you know what Albemarle Square used to be?
Flag.
Flag.
Yeah, flag.
Flag high rise. So, and you know why that was such a prominent area? Because close by Perkins, down we have the Shot Tower. But what else do we have right there?
What's the museum?
You got the
Yeah.
Reginald Lewis Museum.
Museum.
But a museum was there before they even thought about that.
Really?
Are you familiar with the Flag House?
I've heard of it, but I can't remember exactly where it is.
Yeah, it's down on your left hand side where the flag was originally made, and the shot tower set near the Perkins community as a lookout point for the warships that was coming to attack. So the history here goes far beyond our years, don't it?
Yes.
And I wonder, do you think our children know that, how important this area is?
No, they don't.
No, they don't know that. If you could leave us with something that you would like the generation coming behind you to appreciate about Perkins, what would you say?
The area, period. You know, appreciate the area around here, period. Like you said before, all the history around it, the harbor, all of it.
It's a vast area to live in, isn't it? Are you looking forward to becoming a part of the new community?
No.
No.
I wanna leave because my granddaughter, I'm trying to move closer to where she's going to school if I could relocate. So she's going to Western. You know, and this
Good school.
And I was worried about her when she'd start riding the bus back and forth to school. 'Cause from kindergarten, from daycare to the 5th grade, she had transportation. I paid for transportation to and from. So she had to go to school. Best part about the area was the 15 was straight up Bel Air Road to turn to Brown Road.
So you're her caretaker?
I adopted her. I've been here since she was 13 months.
So
She's 14.
So naturally you teaching her not just survival skills streetwise,
Yes.
survival skill everyday wise.
Yes.
And that's what a development like it says is a stepping stone to bring people into another level. And I commend you because you said in the beginning of the interview that you like revolving. So changing places is not a shock to hear from you because you have identified how you constantly revolve. But you also said how you appreciate this community.
Yes.
And the whole area as a whole.
So when I came to Perkins, I had a whole house, heap of bills. But when I got accepted here, I was so happy.
In
It's
school.
not where you live, it's how you live.
Oh, don't you know I know that?
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah,
live in
yeah.
Perkins? Yes, I do.
Do you consider this the projects?
No.
No, it's not.
No, it's not the projects. And I hate to hear people saying, we've had problems with the kids. I hear my neighbor getting at the kids about the trash. And a lot of parents said, well, we live in the projects. It ain't where you live, it's how you live.
That's right. That's right. You have identified a lot of things that are on my question list that I didn't even have to ask you, but you did identify you came from East Baltimore. What school did you go to?
Benjamin Banner, 113.
Oh, yeah.
Green Mountain Federal.
Oh, you say that, man.
Right next to the social service building.
I remember that building. Yes. And there, did you have a favorite teacher? And what about
Mr. Hogan?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What about him you liked?
I guess it was his name, Mr. Hogan.
As in Hogan's Hero was
yes.
all that time.
Yes. And I went to school with all my brothers that was older than me. So.
You know, kids, and because you're still in touch with this generation by raising your granddaughter, they always have a difficult task with some subject. What would you say your tough subject was?
Math.
Math?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think my granddaughter, she's always been good at math, but here, lately, she's been having a problem because she has algebra.
Right.
So I told her, you better get on, girl. You're ready to go to high school.
So you think when our kids have a problem in school that their problem is a relative problem?
No. The kids today has more, what's the word I'm trying to use? They had more sources to help them where we didn't have it. They got things they can go on the computer to help them with math and everything, So I tell my granddaughter, you ain't doing what you gotta do. You gotta get up on that computer and study more. So we didn't have the resources that they have today.
They got technology.
Yes.
And in the schools that supply that to them, it's a great thing.
Yes.
Our kids need to be kept updated. Because like you said, the only resource we had was our 10 fingers.
Yes. Pencil and paper.
So combined with that, and with these children have now, it's good to know that even our generation can blend them with their generation. We learn about book, they learn about what? Technology.
And I tell her all the time, you better use these resources that you have. You better use it.
And I know that you didn't play sports because you didn't feel like balling with everybody, huh?
The only thing I played was dodgeball.
That was a sport?
Yeah. And that rubber ball used to tear our skin up.
That was a sport.
Skillet.
Skillet? Yeah, go down.
Stay down on Biddle Street and Biddle Street blocking time.
Playing that skillet.
You don't know about
you
that.
You forgetting one more, block ball.
Yeah.
Those kind of games you can play in front of your door.
Hopscotch.
Hopscotch, yeah.
These kids today don't know about that kind of stuff.
They don't know about that, no. You didn't get in no trouble.
Nope.
Wasn't no gambling involved.
Nope.
Wasn't no
drugs. A whole lot of drinking. Certain time of night, my mother sat on the step. That's where you sat. These children just running wild.
They get bored, huh?
But my granddaughter don't.
No.
She don't come out around here. When she come out, she go elsewhere. We go out together.
So the simple sports brought people together, you were saying. And because it also kept them involved in the community.
Yeah.
And it kept them way in front of there.
Yep. And the parents played too. Jump rope,
Yeah,
double dutch. Parents played with us too.
And we learned all the jump rope songs. I am grateful you took the time to talk with us today. Did you ever play a musical instrument? Back in elementary school, I'm going to take you back because you might, how they made you take either violin or flute. You didn't do any of that? No. Well, you have been very patient with us today. And if you had a closing statement in bridging the history with our youth and with our seniors, what would you say?
What would I say to the youth of today?
Yes.
Listen to the seniors. We ain't gonna stir you wrong.
And what would you say to the seniors?
Keep trying to help the youth.
Keep helping.
Some will listen, some won't. Some, they say we old timey.
Yeah.
That's what my granddaughter said. Grandma, you old timey. No, I'm not. That's why I'm still here.
Because we owe the time.